Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Rival Recap Show. First round of the playoffs in the books. We're here to talk Thomas Cup football all day, all the time, and pretty crazy week one of the playoffs slash toilet bowl. Wow. There's no more long 20. We don't need to talk about that. We'll get into where do we start this program? Oh, my matchup. What do you know? The Steens held on. They were able to hold off Brian's Ryan on Monday Night Football, and feels good. Should have picked Rast. I can acknowledge that now. It's even like leading up to like Saturday or Thursday or whatever. Like I was like, oh fuck. If I knew Rast would start Amir Abdullah, choice was done. The choice would have been done there. But alas, picked Kevin Lamb. Picked the second worst guy on the week as far as my choices, so I feel pretty good about that. And 111 isn't great. Fucking Cowboys did not do well. Dak had a shit game against the Bills. Don't matter though. Just needs to get through this week. The Jets had a fucking shitty matchup. The Cowboys had a shitty matchup. So it's just like had to get through that. You know, my Jets defense didn't do well for me, and my two Cowboys, who have been the fucking bell cows of my team, have been a slow one. So that's all I had to say there. Kevin, thanks. Mike Lamb sent me a video the other day. It's really something special. I'll probably share it in the group because it's just like outrageous. Like I had never seen this before. Like I don't know if this was like a commonly seen video. It had like 400 views on YouTube. So like it was crazy. I'll just put it in the group, I think. Next matchup, Joe takes down Ian. One back-to-back 160-point weeks from Club Sundays. This team is rolling. This team is the self-heralded team of destiny. He's got to feel good, right? I mean, his players pop off. James Cook. Are you kidding me? James Cook? Fucking beast. Deebo Samuel had a pretty nice one too. Like he was all over the place, having nice performances from his guys. Ian 41 or whatever the fuck it was from McCaffrey wasn't enough. Honestly, from a other owner's perspective, pretty fucking happy to see McCaffrey's out of the playoffs because that's not someone you want to come by. So Joe, thanks for knocking out Christian McCaffrey. And you'll see me. You'll see me in the next round. So we'll get to that bit after the matchup recap when I have my video for you. But for now, be happy with your win. You snuck in, and now you're going to the semifinals. Anything could happen. Next one, Mike takes down the Goliath. That was Tony. Tony, man, on top of the world. Oh, how quickly it can come crumbling down. Just goes to show you, no matter how good your team is, you do need a little bit of luck. Tyreek Hill going out and not playing Week 15 is unlucky. You know, I'm sorry, I keep looking down. My cat's just fucking figure eighting me right now. Weston, another guy who always seems to at least win one playoff game. It's pretty much the reason why I avoided Joe and Weston in the first round because I just didn't have a good feeling about their teams. I know I'll have to play at least one of them, if not both of them, in this playoff run. But if you can avoid it for one round, you do. And Mike's got to be happy that the Tokyo Knights are going back to another semi-final. I want to say that's Mike's definitely second straight because Mike lost in the championship last year. Mike might have been in the semifinals 3 years in a row. Next one, last playoff matchup. Not a lot to say. The John Bowl. Stano just wipes the floor with Rast. Rast's team had no fucking life. As I said, he started Amir Abdullah. Chase started, that Saturday with a meh game. It's just Bijan, fucking disaster. That trade ruined your season, clearly. Debo and Mostert for Bijan is just the absolute season ruiner. Losing Tua was silly for no fucking reason as well. But, Rash traded himself out of an incredible team. He traded himself into an incredible team, and he traded himself right out of it as the season wore on. Couldn't just hold down the ship. There was one point when his team was, like, fucking perfect, and he just ripped it up and started anew, and it did not work out for the man. Sedano has Justin Jefferson back. Eckler was like his worst performing player, and he put up 148 points. So Johnny is looking good going into round 2. Johnny versus Weston. Marsh versus Narduli. I think Joe said it. The Hoboken Bowl versus the Content Bowl. Pretty awesome. Weston sent me a video of last year's playoffs when I went up to Hoboken, and it's me, Mike, Johnny, and Joe playing shuffleboard. So who'd have thought that shuffleboard would have been next year's semifinals. So, guys, best of fucking luck to you all. Kind of fuck you. But before we send it to Brian, we will touch on the toilet bowl, and then we'll get it over into the videos. Toilet bowl. Matt Lynch, 150 points. Wow. We've been talking about it for a while. There's only one must-win left for Matt Lynch, and it's week 15. And his team comes out firing. Addison, fucking Devontae Adams. Oh, my God. Like, unbelievable. Jared Goff. Like, incredible performances to just... I mean, yeah, he went winless. The stat corrections was fuckery because, like, 1-13, we might forget about it. 0-14, we'll probably never forget about that. But at least you're not doing the toilet bowl. At least you don't have to do the beer mile because you inspired it. Other one is Eric versus Ortiz. Ortiz with a horrific performance. I'm not able to sneak by Eric Olson. Olson with not even a great week. An okay week. But I guess it doesn't matter. There's enough to win, and his season's over. So he's happy about that. We'll have Ortiz versus Sklar in the toilet bowl. It's been touched on in the group a little bit. I don't think when we made this rule, we thought the one person who could not do the beer mile would potentially lose it in the very first year. I don't know if he has plans to just make a mockery of it and do a beer stroll, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Because I still have been saying this. You guys have been watching the program all season. I've been saying it for a while. Ortiz is headed for the toilet bowl. And he's still my pick to lose it. So this week was just more justification for that, seeing what performances his team put up. And we'll see how fast this kid can do it. You know, maybe he'll set the record time, and it'll be something to try and beat every year that none of us will ever accomplish. But with that, that's the matchups. We get into the videos. Send it over to Brian, who's probably in Boston by this point. So we'll see what he comes up with for his buddy Joe. And thanks.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the Rival Recap Show, where we talk Gentlemen's Club football all day. All the time. Except, guys, I'm going to have to remind you again, please do not text me about fantasy football trades after work. That is my time. That is my time to unwind. I do not want to text my friends about fantasy football after work. That is my time. Okay? Last reminder. Anyway, gentlemen, week 2 of the playoffs is in the books. We have a jam-packed episode of the Rival Recap Show today, and we are starting out with a stat request. Stat request comes in from the league. Hey, Brian, big fan of the show. My stat request question for you today is Anthony Marullo a baby boy? Great question. I dove into the depths of the history of the league to try to triangulate this answer. Let's go through what my data has found. Did Anthony Marullo duck Narduli after talking a bunch of shit and losing to him the last 2 weeks of the playoffs like a baby boy? Yes. Did Anthony Marullo lack the managerial skills that a true playoff manager would have by letting his arrogance get to him, not starting a quarterback in week 13, losing the 2 seed, and therefore the ability to play Rast, of which he would still be alive today, like a baby boy? Yes. Did Anthony Marullo set history as being the first baby boy to win the most points title in the regular season and then lose in the first round like a baby boy? Yes. The stats show, the data shows Anthony Marullo is a baby boy. Let's get to the rest of the episode. Guys, I'm sorry. This fucking hair just gets away from me. It really does. It really just gets away from me. I need a haircut. Before we get into the matchup, guys, I really just wanted to show you guys something. Katie and I have been working weeks. I have not left the apartment. On the weekend since Thanksgiving, because we've really just been decorating this apartment. What is better than Christmas at the Marshes what is better to send some, look at that Christmas tree. Spreading some holiday cheer from me to you. Christmas at the Marshes. I'm sorry. I needed to share that. Let's get to today's matchups. I've gotten some feedback that some people skips this parts of the show. I don't understand why. Where else could you guys possibly learn about the scores of your matchups? What do you mean this is unoriginal? How else would you know if you won or lost? Like, you need to understand this on Wednesday, the week after. I thought that was really weird feedback from the group. But yeah, let's get to my matchup, guys, this week. Unfortunately, I had a date with Destiny. No, I'm not referring to the type of Destiny that Marullo probably tries to take on dates. I was playing the team at Destiny Club Sundays, and unfortunately got the loss and ended my season. And let me tell you this, guys, I really wanted to beat Joe. He just really grinds my gears, you know. Earlier in the season when he texts me things like, "Hey Brian, would you be interested in trading Isaiah Pacheco for Chris Olave and Justin Fields?" He just sounds so entitled, and he really just hurts my feelings, okay? And then when he follows up, "Hey Brian, thoughts on the trade?" and doesn't respect that I need at least 5 to 6 days to think about a trade, I just can't deal with him. And man, I wanted to beat Joe, but I couldn't fucking pull it out this week. Let's get to the matchup. Dak Prescott, 10.32 points. Isaiah Pacheco, 7.33 points. CeeDee Lamb, 12.24. Sorry, Isaiah Pacheco was 7.32, not 7.33. CeeDee Lamb, 12.76. Fuck it. I don't want to keep doing this. Ryan, do you have anything to contribute this week? Ryan, what the fuck are you doing? You know we have a strict policy of no watching safe space in this house. You know that. Get the fuck out. We're done. We're done with this episode. Send it to fucking Joe.
Thanks, Marsh. Welcome, gentlemen, to the safe space. Celtics lost to the Warriors last night, ended their win streak, so I'm going to try and make this quick. Narduli's notes. Do you guys think that tackling in football is hard? Because it doesn't look that hard. Next note. NFL.com. Do we like it? Do we like it? All right. How do we start? Best team, worst team. Let's see over here. With 2 votes, Mr. Marullo. Tony. 3 votes, John Rast? Doesn't seem like you guys have been watching that much football. 8 votes, the Steens? Yeah, Marsh has a pretty good team, I guess. It's probably why I tried to trade for every single one of them at some point or another. And I just got so mad dealing with him. He was so hard to deal with. He didn't answer my texts when I would text him a lot. He would never answer me because I just kept making the same offers, different iterations. He stopped answering me. Anyway, let's get into the segments. First question. What would you change about your fantasy football season? First one. I would not have made as many trades. Yeah, Rast. John, you fucked yourself. Debo and Mostert, to me, for just B. John. Moron. Next one. I should have started a quarterback in week 13. Moron Marulo? I regret nothing. Typical fucking grocery store looking John Sedano. Nothing unexpected there. All right. And with that, we get into safe space submissions. Not a lot of submissions this week. Not a lot of people watching. Not a lot of people answering my texts, no matter how much I follow up. Anyway, first submission from none other than the Steen himself, Marsh, prick. I'm not gonna read that. Next one, Mike Weston said that he feels really good about going into his matchup with Johnny. Okay. Thanks for writing that. Really glad I did read that. Tony. Tony, you fucked me. That's what it says. That's all it says. All right, I'll read Marsh's. Marsh had a few things to say about our matchup. He doesn't think he's going to start George Kittle or Achane, and he thinks the Cowboys are going to pummel the Dolphins. He thinks that would be stressful to start those guys, and he doesn't think they're going to do that well. But that's a Sunday morning problem, he said. Thank you, gentlemen.
Hell of a season, Tony. Most points for. You gotta be really fucking proud. This is gonna be a two-part video. The first part's just gonna be addressing Mr. Marulo. The second part's obviously gonna be addressing my next opponent. But I just want to say, for the first time in my pretty illustrious Gentlemen's Club playoff career, I didn't receive a nice win or good luck the rest of the way text from my defeated opponent. Right? Talk about class, Tony. But that is what you get. And I get it, right? You said I was a whiny little annoying bitch during the Tony Gate, should we call it? But here's a saying for you. Squeaky wheel gets the grease, and I got the fucking grease. I feel like a fucking vigilante, right? You talk about the Dark Knight, then you got the Tokyo Knight. And why do I feel like a fucking vigilante? Because I did what the commissioner and the fucking useless general counsel couldn't do, and I brought you justice. How'd I do that? Two simple ways. Got the 10% battery notification. Hopefully that doesn't fuck up the video. Two ways. One, picked up the Raiders D, because I'm good at fantasy football. I don't know why no one else tried to pick up the Raiders D. If you saw the Chargers offense with Herbert, pretty good quarterback, you'd imagine how pretty bad they are when they don't have a quarterback. So, easy. Second thing I did, you would not believe how much worse your team will perform if you don't start a quarterback. So what did I do? I started a fucking quarterback. Sam Howell. Started him. Put him in my roster. Didn't want a zero there. Yeah, he got benched in the third quarter. I don't know why. but 8 points. It's pretty shitty quarterback production, but you know, if you had 8 points when you had a quarterback opportunity, maybe you could have picked somebody else. Who knows? But that's how the dice fucking falls. All right. And don't say Tyreek Hill was hurt. You get what you put into this fucking world, and you got served. You made your bed. You slept in your bed. You pissed your bed. And don't come looking for me for draft advice next season. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Evening, actually. I'm coming to you live from Hoboken during the week of the Battle of Hoboken. With me and Johnny Sedano, although that name doesn't seem too fitting because I never seem to see Johnny in Hoboken. Don't know what that's about, but hit me up if you're around. Not going to spend too much time on this, honestly, because Johnny doesn't deserve it, but I've played the Witch before. Johnny mentioned this previously. I seem to have his hex, right? I beat him in the playoffs multiple times. I beat him in the regular season. I think last year I had the week 15 matchup against him or week 14 matchup against him. And a must win, and I beat him there. Not too scared about it, to be honest, right? I think the Witch was exercised back in, 2017 when I won the whole league. I think we all remember what happened last time I played Johnny, 2018, now that I bring it up. But yeah, just want to end with this short clip, but first I just want to peek out my window to see if we can see what Johnny Sedano is up to over there. What the fuck was that? They call this the soaking of the witch.
You thought you could kill me.
So here's what I'll say. Imagine if Baker Mayfield, Saquon Barkley, Rashad White, Mike Evans, Devonta Smith, Jake Ferguson, Calvin Ridley, Matt Gay, and the Eagles defense, imagine if they outscore Trevor Lawrence, Austin Eckler, Devin Singletary, Justin Jefferson, Jaden Reed, David Njoku, Amari Cooper, Justin Tucker, and the Colts defense. Just imagine them outscoring us.